Hello everyone, I'm Woozy, and in today's tutorial I want to show you guys a few little tricks I used to really thicken up my Reece basses and make them sound full and crispy. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So here I have this Reece loop that I made with Serum for my track Knocked Out, which is not released yet but will come out soon. This is how it sounds. And with the rest of the track. So let's get into Serum. This is the patch I made. Oscillator A, we have a saw wave, which is synced in the middle, like this. We have oscillator B, which is also a saw wave, which has two unison, and the FM at 46%. Oscillator A is tuned 42 cents upwards, and with the LFOs right here we have a bunch of automation, which you can see right here. I'm not going to go into all of those since the patch itself is not the main focus of this video. Along with all this automation is a bunch of effects, such as distortion, which is controlled by the first LFO, goes all the way up to 55, and some filtering as well. So the first plugin I use is Mefjus, which adds nice crispiness to the high end. Let me show you. So this is how it sounds with the Mefjus. Without the Mefjus. There's quite a significant change that it adds to the bass sound. Next up is the Ozone 9 imager, which I use to create more stereo space in the high end by turning it up by 35.4 from the 3000 range. So with the Ozone, without the Ozone. The change, it's really small and it's quite hard to hear the difference, but the difference, it's there. And those small little edits you do really add up the more you do them. So moving on, next we have the FabFilter Saturn plugin, which is an excellent saturation plugin, and I have used this to increase the bass and the mids a little bit. I think this plugin in general is a really great tool to really beef up your basses and make them stand out amongst the rest of your sounds. So moving on, I have also applied Rift, which is an excellent plugin in general with a ton of presets, and I have applied lab work to the end of this section here, so it will go like this. Has this cool ending which kind of blends into the next section of the tune. So after this I have applied some filtering. I have cut out all the low frequencies below 230 Hz because I have my own sub-bass layer added to the track. Here I have boosted quite significantly in the 2300 Hz range to give it more of this high-end boost, which I've also done right here, so the highs of the Reece really cut through in the mix. And also this boost here, I have placed it right in the stereo placement, so the other frequencies have more space in the left and the mid channel. And boosting the high end is something I do with almost all of my Reece basses I make these days, and it's also a really common production technique in modern Nero in general. And next up I have added Valhalla Room, which is only at 6%, to add extra stereo field to the bass sound. And in addition to that, I have also applied Valhalla delay, which is at 9.7% to add even more stereo space to the bass sound, so it sounds fuller in the mix, and that means to your ears it sounds bigger. However, you have to be careful when working on your stereo field, because the club speakers, they don't really read the stereo field. Most of the speakers in clubs are set in mono, so make sure your mix sounds good in mono as well. And of course, make sure if you're adding delay to cut out all the lower frequencies. If you don't, your track will sound super muddy and it will completely destroy your mix. And lastly, I have added limiter, in fact 2 limiters. The reason I use 2 limiters with all my tracks is so the second limiter can limit the first limiter. So let me show you an example. So you see those reds here? I want to limit those reds with this limiter, so it's clean and there isn't any clipping going into the master channel from your bass channel. And that about wraps up this short tutorial. I hope you guys learned a thing or two from this. If you did, make sure to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, and check out the links in the description, such as my sample store if you wish to get more high quality Nero and jump up bass samples for your tracks, and my online coaching service if you wish to get more personal guidance and advice on your productions. And I hope to see you guys in the next tutorial. Take care, peace.